Hey kids, it's Mrs. Compton, and today we're starting with a number talk. You know I love my number talk, so here we go. We are looking for a number that we can add to 8 to make 20. And I want to remind you, number talks are done mentally, but that doesn't mean that we don't have tools in our mind, or if we really must use tools that we can't, we have to be flexible, right? So I have these guys right here in my head when I am solving. I also have my 120 chart in my head. So it's not like blank in there. I actually have some ideas and strategies rolling around, as you should too. Okay, so I think it's time. I want you to hit pause, and I want you to make sure that you're showing me or your teacher when you have one way to solve this, when you have 2 ways to solve this, and so on. Okay, everybody hit pause. Do it now. Okay, who has a strategy for me? Who has an answer that they think is right? Raise your hand if you think your answer is right. Raise your hand if you're not sure if your answer is right. Totally okay. Raise your hand if you'd like to share your answer. All right, I'm going to guess that some of us have the number 28. So maybe we think it's 28. Maybe we think it's 10. Maybe we think it's 12. The important thing is we just take all of the answers that people think that it is, even if you're like, that's not what I got. We don't say anything. We just prove it with math. It's the most important thing. We just all have different ideas, right? So we just prove our ideas with math. All right, here we go. I'm going to take some guesses. And I'm going to guess that some of you would say, well, it can't be 28 because if we put 28 right here and we add 8 to it, then we're not going to get 20. See how we just proved that it can't be 28? So that means this has to come off the list. Okay, so we have to take that off. Now, if I put 10 here, would it equal 20? What do you think? So, it could be used as part of our strategy, but maybe not our answer, right? So let's see. Let's make sure that we all agree that 12 could be the answer, because that's the only one left on our list. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to guess that some of you probably counted on your fingers or counted on. So maybe you started at 8 with the piece that you knew and counted to 20. Could you do that? So maybe you went like this, 8, 9, 10. And then once you were at 10, you're like, oh, I need 10 more. So 10 more than 2 would be 12. So you may have actually done that. Or maybe you thought to yourself, well, I know what 20 looks like in these guys. Or gals, shall I say. So maybe you thought, okay, well, if that's 20, and I know I get to add 8 onto it, there's our 8 right there. Will she drop them? There's our 8. Let's count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I do it? Okay, so there's our 8. But still, altogether, it makes 20. We know that. So this must be our starting number, the pieces that aren't 8. So this must be it right here. So 12 must be our starting number, right? Okay, so I have one more guess. But you know what? I think I should do that strategy there with my 10s. So here's my 10, and then here's my 2, and then here's my 8. Ooh, I'm going to put my 8 in a different color. Oh, what a good idea. Thank you. I think so too. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to make my 10 just a little longer so it matches. Because that's 10 and this is 10, right? So there's our 8 in green, and then the rest has to be the 12. All right. Maybe you used a number line. If you knew you already had 8 and you had to get to 20, maybe you decided to hop one by one. You could do that. Let's do that real quick. 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to put my 10 right there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, and then we'd have to find out how many times we hopped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We hopped 12 times. It's a match. In every case, we've gotten 12. Okay, or maybe you hopped in a different way. So let's see. I'm going to use my light blue, one of my favorite colors. Okay, so maybe you decided to start at 8 and add 2 and get to 10. And then you knew from 10 to get to 20, you'd have to add 10. Boom! Whoa. Does that look like a 16 to you? No. Okay, how about now? Okay, better. All right, so maybe you thought if you added a 2 plus a 10, you would have altogether added 12, right? Oh, there's so many good ideas out there. Okay, I have one more question for you on this number talk. Okay, I'm going to ask you, if we started with a number that we don't know and we add 8, start with the number and add 8, but this time we're not going to equal 20. We're going to equal 22. What would your strategy be now? Okay, I want everyone to hit pause. I'm going to hit pause too because I want my best strategy for myself, and then we'll come back together to share. Okay, hit pause. I feel like you've been yelling at me. Are you telling me your answer? Okay, who thinks the answer is 12? Wave at me if you think the answer is 30. I didn't get a chance to see. Let me see. 30? Any 30s out there? Okay, wave at me if you think the answer is 15. How about 14? Okay, let's put them both on. 15, 14. Okay. I feel like some of you were going, I know what it is, because you probably used this one to help you. Let's see. We didn't stop at 20. We stopped at 22. So maybe you just thought I could add on to my number line from the top there. Maybe you did that and you thought to yourself, let me just add to it. Add to it in, oh, not that color. I'll add to it in black. So maybe you thought, if I'm already at 20, I could get to 22 by just adding 1, 2 jumps. So maybe you thought about doing that. And then those 2 jumps right there added on would be 14. 2 plus 10 plus 2 makes 14. Or maybe you did 10 plus 2 plus 2. Or 2 plus 2 plus 10. It's all 14, right? Okay, so maybe you did that. Or maybe you decided, I want to try out a number line and not hop by 1. Because maybe you hopped by 1 last time. So it's always good to try to build on a strategy that you feel comfortable with. So let's try. Okay, so maybe you did 8 plus what makes 22. Okay, so maybe you decided I'm going to hop by 2 to make 10, hop 10 more to get to 20, and then hop 2 more to get to 22. See how it's very similar to what we did up there, but this time we don't have the small little hops of 1. I just went for it. I tried it out. Okay, so all together we hopped 14. Okay, here comes our story. Are you ready? We've got some birds. And if you listen very carefully, you might be able to hear the birds chirping outside of my window. Did you hear them? Probably not, but I have some beautiful blue birds outside. All right, so here we go. Birds. There are some birds sitting in a nest. Okay. More birds joined them. Okay, so there were already some birds sitting in a nest, and then some more birds swoop in and join them. Maybe it's a mom and dad and cousins and brothers and sisters. We don't know. Now there are birds sitting in the nest. How many birds were in the nest to start with? Okay, so we have to figure out what the starting number of birds are. So is it going to be more or less than our ending number? It's going to be less, huh? Okay, so let's see. Let's check out our number sets. We've got 9 and 20, or we've got 19 and 52, or we've got 26 and 122. Now, I need to remind you of something very important. Is this your neighbor's just right number set? No. Is this your sister's just right number set? Don't tell me you don't have a sister. I don't have one either. Is this your mom or dad's just right number set? It's your just right number set. So if you feel like this one's just right for you, that's the one you're using. If you feel like this one is just right, that's the one you're using, right? And so on and so on. Okay, let's get our numbers in there. So there were some birds sitting in a nest. 9 more birds joined them, and now there are 20 birds sitting in the nest. It must be big. How many birds were in the nest to start with? All right, kids, it's up to you. It's tool time. It's 120 chart time. It's number line time. Whatever you choose as your strategy, make sure it's your very best work. I'll see you next time. Bye.